this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Would you love to deepen your spiritual connection and create a conscious shift in your life? Do you seek answers to the human experience? Well, welcome to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. It's a 2-hour safe haven for your questions and Spirit's answers, and you can transform your life. Right now on WHFS in Tampa and WWNN in South Florida, Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium who can assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. For the next 2 hours, listen and call in toll-free, 888-565-1470, 888-565-1470, and watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube, and share love and light.
In me and you. Oh, there's a light. Yes, indeed, there's a light right here. It's the holiday lights that are brightening up your hearts and clearing the way to usher in the new year. Can you imagine that in just a few weeks we are embarking upon 2022? And what does that have in store for us? Well, I guess that's why we'll be dialing in today and asking questions and seeking some answers. You know, the world is changing. And everything that's changing is realigning how we connect with each other, how we express ourselves, and even what some of our beliefs are. We've all been asked to dig down and understand our personal beliefs. And sometimes we have to learn to know our truth and maybe keep it to ourselves, because we have to all realize we're going to have to agree to disagree on some points. And so in this family season, this wonderful time where you are surrounded by those you care about, your friends, whoever you share the holiday with, even if it's your trusty pet, some things aren't worth talking about. Let's talk about the gifts. And I don't just mean the presents under the tree, although that's a beautiful thing, the presents under the tree. Christmas is in your heart. And Christmas being in your heart is a time of joy and love. It's also a time to be in gratitude. It's a time for you to recognize that inside of you, you hold a gift. There is a light inside of you, and that shines out into the world. And so on this night, I ask you the question, what gift do you feel is around you, and what are you most grateful for? And how can you give the gift of who you are and the gift of life? And what do you appreciate? People come in our life for a reason. Not everyone can stay for all the seasons and all the years. But every person who comes into your life, they bring a gift of wisdom, a gift of teaching, a gift of connection, a gift of conflict, so that you can learn from the conflict. Sometimes people come in our life so that they can be a mirror of the things we need to recognize about ourselves. People come in our life to be that kind stranger. I've always been so appreciative of the kind strangers who've stepped in my path that actually are responsible for where I am today. People who saw things in me that I didn't know were possible. People who lent me a helping hand when life was not being kind to me. We've all had those moments. And when all else fails and humans didn't step forward, then I always knew that God would intervene. But maybe I didn't always know that. Maybe in my soul I knew that. Maybe in our souls we all know that. But there was a part of me I don't think recognized that that was possible until life kind of took that turn. And I really needed to get on my knees and raise my hands up and surrender and say, I can't take it anymore. There are things I don't understand, I cannot bear. I don't know which way to turn. And I need assistance. I need help. And I sent up a big SOS several times in my life. And sometimes I think that the universe wants us to surrender our control, surrender our egos, surrender our need to know that it has to be the way that we think it should be. The universe is waiting for you to be open, an open vessel so that the waters of life can flow through you, filled with the harmony and the blessings and all the gifts that it has to offer. And many of us miss the gifts of life because we are busy looking at what isn't working or what we don't have or how we're not being validated or being seen or heard or how we didn't get the job that we wanted. Or maybe that the finances are not where we needed them to be, or perhaps we have an affliction, an emotional affliction, a physical affliction. And so we're looking out into the world and feeling like our life isn't measuring up to what appears to be. And as much as we all may wish at times life could be one big Hallmark movie, it doesn't always work that way. Because we create the resistance. The universe will always give you that happily ever after. The universe will always give you that moment of joy and light and love. But the universe is always waiting for you to say, I am open, I am receptive. And in this moment of now, in my heart, I feel the energy of the universe is there for me. And as you step into the gifts of life, remembering that each one of you is a unique gift that has been brought into the world to express your individuality, your personality, the gift that defines you. And many of us don't have the opportunity to step into that till later on in life. Some of us are fortunate. They grow up and they know they want to be a baseball player or a basketball player, and they step right into it. And life just works. But some of us, a great deal of us, we have to go through life's experience to discover ourselves. Sometimes they call it that midlife crisis, when you suddenly don't care what anybody else thinks and you're going to do what you want to do for you and heck with everyone else. Well, in that moment of time, when we recognize that life is a gift and that we are important and what we want is important and how we want to live our life can be solely created by us feeling that we're worthy and allowing ourselves to be this vessel of love and light so that things can fall into place in the divine time. Humans, we're impatient. We don't like to wait. Humans, we don't like the word no. We want it now. And, well, commercials for burgers have told us we want it our way. I want it my way. Frank Sinatra said, I did it my way. And many of us feel like we have to do it our way. But if we look at the gifts that life brings upon us, the people, the conditions, the stories, the experiences, these moments, they give us the opportunity to take the universal gifts and find them and see them and experience them and embrace them and to dance freely in them and see where they take us. Like taking your raft on the river and just knowing it's going to take you and that you have the ability to control it, but for a while you're just going to let it bring you down the river and just flow. And while you're in this river stream moving forward ever so gracefully with a couple of waves that come up from underneath and you feel the swells of water lift you up and you look around. And in that moment, as you see the beauty around you, you're fully engulfed in nature and the flow. What if I told you that the universal laws, the universal structure is all about being in the gift of life, not the restrictions of life, not the box that we've been put in by our families and our friends, not the box that we've put ourselves in as a label of this is who I am. And for many of us, who we are is the story of our wounds, who hurt us, who didn't listen to us, who, well, we all have those stories. The stories of what didn't work. But at the end of the day, who was there for you? And who was the leg up and helped you, whether it's through their words, their actions, maybe just their presence, maybe just the beauty of who they are and the magnificence of that experience and feeling it and appreciating it. We don't walk alone. And we can choose. Do we walk with those who are wounded? Do we walk with those who are in the path of dissatisfaction, sabotage, criticism? Or do we walk in the path of light and harmony? And that doesn't mean that because you've picked a path, it always has to be that way, because life does throw those curveballs. But you can choose to put yourself on a path that embraces the beauty that the world has to offer. I know much of the world has not been focusing on the beauty. We've been focusing on what's wrong and what's not working and what's broken and disease and malaise and suffering and loss and restrictions and division, separation, isolation. These were the words of 2020 and 2021. But even in the darkness, in the darkest nights that we all shared in this experience of what is really not just 1 year, but 2, maybe 2.5, there was much leading up to it. In this moment of dissatisfaction, in this moment of fear, in this moment of uncertainty, even there's a gift. There's a gift of knowing that you're not alone. Even if you felt alone, even if you were removed from everyone, there's a knowing inside the soul that says you're not alone. And just your breath of life that you breathe in your room all by yourself during the darkest and most difficult times for humanity of late, your breath counts. Interesting, the disease attacks the breath, takes the breath of life from us. But it is with that same breath of life that you can speak your miracles. You can speak your intentions. You can speak into the universe to make a shift, to speak words of gratitude, to speak words of appreciation of self and all that's around you, and to speak words that are different than the narrative that is out there. If it doesn't feel like you can take it anymore, then begin. And if we all do this as we transition from 2021 to 2022, if we all focus on speaking the words of what is beautiful in the world and what is beautiful within self and what's beautiful that you recognize in others, if we begin to shift our awareness on not what we dislike and what doesn't work and what's broken and what's diseased, and we focus on the gifts that each person brings to the world, even in some of their off-color or rough ways, there's still a gift in their uniqueness and their authenticity. There's still a gift and something that is maybe dissatisfying to you because it gives you a clue of what you don't want or how you don't want life to be. And so it points you a little more to the direction of what you choose to manifest. You see, life is a journey that is filled with gifts. It's really how we choose to look at it. So earlier today, the world took a turn because we took this step into the solar eclipses coming to the end, the lunar eclipses coming to the end. We're closing out some cycles. And we stepped upon the winter solstice when everything gets dark and cold. Even the bear steps in to hibernate, yes? And in that time, they have built themselves up to be strong in that time and to rest and to reflect. Although I'm not quite sure how much a bear reflects, but it's that time. So if we were to take that time to reflect and hibernate for a while, I know for many of us that felt like 2 years, but to prepare ourselves to re-enter the world in the 2022 timeline, knowing that this winter solstice is a time that the planets, the world, the seasons have chosen to make a shift. And that whatever isn't working, you too can shift. And whatever is working, pour more love and more light. And whatever inspires you, speak the energy of what it is you wish to accomplish. And hold the vision with the certainty that somehow, even though you don't know how, that gift will come. It's like the magic of Christmas, the magic of the holidays, the magic of a little one who makes their list. When they're young, they dictate it to their parents. I'm sure parents have definitely been seeking many of these items with much more stress than normal because of maybe the items aren't available. But in the little one's eyes and mind and feelings, they believe in something greater than their parents. They believe that magic will bring it, that the Santa Claus will deliver it from house to house on a sleigh that flies through the sky in a magnificence through the darkness to the light, from country to country, and in a span of time, make sure that every boy and girl waking up has exactly what they want. It's a dream. So life has those elements. If you could think back to the time when the innocence was stronger than the feelings of what can't happen, the pessimism. If you could think back to the wonder and the hope and the wish and feel that feeling. If you could remember the feeling when you came down the steps and charged into the room, and whether there was one gift or many, the feeling you had. And when you ripped the paper open and you saw the most perfect gift that you wanted, and you said, he really came. Santa really came. Is there any difference between Santa and God and the angels? There is not. But the willing parents, the able parents, in whatever way they could, being the vessel of light and harmony, holding the vision of the child's dream, allows the river of life to flow through them, and somehow they would manage to put something under the tree and make it the most spectacular array, even if there barely was enough to eat. Because they too, in that moment of a child's dream, they decided to believe. Don't let the 21 and even the 20 of the years that have come by rob you of your ability to dream. Separate you from the gift of who you are and the gifts that are yet to come. For you alone have that inspiration, that childlike wonderment that holds the vision somewhere down deep in your soul. So disconnect from the things that rattle you. Disconnect from the people that trash things and disrupt your peace. Disconnect from your beliefs and your need to be right and control and direct how things have to be. And just allow the magic of Christmas and the holidays to flow through you. Be the vessel on the water where the river runs free and takes you to this great vast opening where anything is possible. And remember your gift. Everything is a gift. No matter how great or small, each moment is a gift. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors. We thank you for joining us here on WHFS 1010 AM, 92.1 and 103.1. We love having our friends in WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 and 96.9, sharing the light and the love here with us on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. We're here with you every Wednesday night, 6 to 8 p.m. and 6 to 7 on WHFS. We thank you. Stay with us. We're going to come back and go to the phone lines, answer your questions, and praise your gifts in this holiday season. 888-565-1470. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Because you know that you know me.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470. Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up.
We've got a feeling you'll want to listen to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m. for insightful, intuitive messages on WHFS. Sarah Spiritual is a spiritual advisor and transformational coach who will assist you. Join Sarah Spiritual for a powerful hour of life's questions and Spirit's answers. I've got a feeling you'll love Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, 6 to 7 p.m. Wednesday. Got the feeling? Just call 888-565-1470.
You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
And we are spiritually speaking to all of you all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we're going to go to the phone lines. And I've got Rosanna. We got Roseanne in Delray. How you doing, Roseanne? Happy holidays.
Hi, Sarah. Happy holidays.
Good to connect with you. It is definitely a time for you, most certainly. This is going to be a financial time for you. 2022 is looking like it's going to show you some money. We're looking to manifest some money.
We're actually looking for love.
Well, let me tell you, money's coming too. So you want to look for that
money's
increase.
Good too. Money's really good.
Well, the guides started singing, looking for love in all the wrong places, right? So obviously we have not had our radar detector pointed in the right direction to see who's coming. But when I look at the energy of the month of March, March is kind of a pivotal time for you because it makes me feel as if there's a gathering, an event. There's somewhere that we are in a social setting, which I know is a little odd given where we've all been, but there's a social setting, a connection that opens up the energy of introduction is the word they give me. And they make me feel as if there's opportunities for love. But I do want you to be open to increase of finances as well. So I see some kind of, they're showing me dollar bills. And they're making me feel like, no, you're not going to go beat an answer. They're showing me dollar bills, but they're showing me money in the way of this energy of a transaction or some purchase or sale or something comes that brings money to you. And there's a strategy behind it. And it's an unfolding in this 2022 year. So it's not something I feel is active in the early part of the year, but in the latter half of the 2022, it's a money year for you. And I also feel like you've been trying to make a shift in who you surround yourself with, your circle, expanding your circle, maybe creating a new community, a new tribe, getting a new vibe around you in preparation for connection and love. Does that make sense to you, or is that your intention?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
It does make sense. But I do have, one particular person in mind
Okay.
in the love department.
What is their birthday?
It is 11/27/59.
So very interesting. So in this energy here, this individual is really in a journey of some self-discovery, understanding who they are and where they want to go in their life. And this is in an emotional state. So I feel like there's a little wobble in their ability to show up consistently in the energy of love. Are you feeling they're not emotionally quite consistent in their expression?
I think what you just said really hits the nail on the head, kind of in and out and all over the place, and just a very confusing energy,
And
up and down.
well, naturally, they can be confused. They have a lot going on in their mind at all times. But specifically, according to Spirit, the journey of this person is also about this inability to commit because they don't want to feel stuck or trapped.
Mm-hmm.
And so when things are flowing and they're good and things are easy for them, they show up. When things
Right.
are not good for them, they disconnect. And this is where you feel that tug pull. I know we're asking about this person. I do not feel like this person is going to create a safe haven for you, emotionally be rewarding for you. And I feel as if this will be more of a circle of a dance you've done before in other relationships. So as you enjoy your time with this person, look at it as a season, but not a lifetime. There is another who
understand.
steps forward. And here's where we have to let go, because they're telling me, remember what you said, Sarah, in the beginning of the show. We need to release the resistance, and we need to release our need to control and have what we think we want, and allow the river of light and love to flow through us, around us, and take us where we need to be, instead of where we're trying to take the round peg and put it in the square hole.
Yeah,
So what?
I think you're right.
Well, my spirit guide said we know we're right, but listen to this. Just listen. In this time, as we move into the new year, being aware that we are closing out a chapter of 19 years, a 19-year cycle of the planet of Venus that's now gone retrograde. I'm not an astrologer, but I've come to know that this cycle of 18, 19 years of 2002 and 2003 in that time frame, when we look at that, when you feel that energy, where were you then? What was relationship like then? Where were you not fulfilled? What wasn't working then? And recognize that we don't want to repeat the pattern as we close out the cycle of Venus when going direct and begin a new cycle in a few weeks of a 20-year cycle. So we want to look at not repeating mistakes. And there's something about this feeling I get from this individual connected to you in your specific connection. It's not about the birthday, it's about the souls. This is a pattern that you've had before. And you deserve more. Because you're the gift.
Yeah.
And you deserve someone who's going to show up for you. You deserve someone who's going to be present and understand and create this safe harbor energy between the two of you. And there'll always be some give and take. There'll always be some ups and downs because that's the journey of relationship. But the journey for you is about you claiming your worthiness and that it's time for you to have love. And that statement I say to you, I say to everyone who is not recognizing the fact that they're worthy to have love. They have to be open to give love and receive love. 2022 will be a good year. The determining factor as to how new love steps in depends on how long you want to hang on.
I've been hanging on a long time.
I'm feeling a song from Frozen. Let it go, let it go.
Let it go, let it go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Don't drag the problems of the years from the past into the new year. especially when it's all in the choosing. Sometimes we have to take the old job with us to the new year because we're not ready to leave the old job or the new job hasn't presented itself. But when it comes to relation, we don't need to hang on to a bag of rocks and weigh ourselves down so that we don't have the freedom to move about, to go to a new area, to meet someone new.
So true, Sarah.
Well, thank you so much for listening to the show. We greatly appreciate you. Thank you for calling
I
in.
love
Good
the
to hear your
show.
voice. Thank you.
I've been listening for years, and I actually have been to see you many times.
I know. I recognize your voice, and I so appreciate that. And, you know, you've probably been a part of 12 and a half years right there with me way
Yeah,
back when.
many
and
years.
Many years. And we are grateful for that. And, you know, people like you who listen to the show and are authentic and share your stories so that your question is not just your question, but it's a question of many, and many are in your same shoes, that you're giving your gift of vulnerability and authenticity and transparency so that you can seek guidance from Spirit, but in turn, you're assisting others who are listening. So
And you
tonight are
always
a
give
gift.
an amazing reading.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I look forward to seeing you again in the future sometime
Yeah,
soon.
absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. Bye for now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
888-565-1470. If you're watching our show on Facebook, YouTube, or you're pulling into your parking lot and getting ready, or your driveway, and getting ready to go into where you are residing and maybe going to cook your dinner or wrap some presents, be sure to put Sarah Spiritual on the YouTube page or the Facebook page and continue to watch. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and when we come back, we'll continue on our phone lines. And yes, I'm going to go to Facebook and YouTube, and we're going to be answering your questions as well. Stay with us. Thanks for joining us. We'll be right back.
Know me, do I know you? Have we met before?
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Yes, indeed. I was standing in the room before I even walked in the door. How did I do that? Oh, it's magic. Yes, indeed. It's a little bit of magic here in Sarah's Spiritual Land, and we're in the land of holiday magic and holiday cheer and the gifts of life. And we want to thank you for joining us, WHFS, and we want to thank you, our friends at WWNN. We're sharing time and space, and my goodness, 12 and a half years. 2022 will be our 13th year. We are really looking forward to celebrating with all of you as the year moves on. But for right now, Lord knows we got to close out 2021, and we are answering your questions. We've got calls from all across the nation, and I need to go to Manisha, and she is in Seattle. Manisha, how are you tonight?
Oh, hello.
Hello, Manisha. How are you this evening?
Hi, Sarah. I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great, and let me tell you, I want you to think big. Big.
Okay.
I want you to think, how big can I go? How broad can I go? How advanced can I expand my connectivity with the divine? How advanced and expansive can I be financially? What can I do to expand and shift my career and my finances? I want you to look at every ounce of your life, maybe not your waist, and see how much you could expand, okay? We want to think of expansion. We want to think of expanding to new horizons, expanding to new depths of relationship. My guides are telling me that this is a pivotal year for you where we kind of get everything up into this beautiful swell. And then we begin to take a step back and celebrate the journey of 2022 as we begin to make some important transitions in the 2023 year. They're talking to me about change, like a move or something that's going to come for you. Is there a thought and an idea that you want to figure out how you're going to make a move?
There is absolutely, yes.
Okay. So there is absolutely that on the horizon, okay? So the sun will come out tomorrow. It's coming, okay? And we can bet our bottom dollar that it's going to happen, but we need to get some things in alignment, right? And we need to kind of create more wealth and more flexibility. And we have to have a little more clarity as to exactly what we want that destination to look and feel like. And when you step into the year in this expansive, intuitive, inspirational way of thinking, allowing the divine to guide you, you're going to see yourself stepping into something magnificent.
That's amazing. Yes. The move has definitely been something that has been heavily on my mind for this past year.
Yes.
For sure.
And you have a relationship or personal question in all of this, please? What is that?
I have a whole bunch of questions, but my biggest question I think right now is there is really two. One you answered, it was I really just needed some clarity about this move, and there's just a lot of things swirling around it. But I have my godmother who has passed on, and I'm wondering if there is anything, if there's a message from her.
And she passed on in what month did she pass, please?
She passed in May of 2019.
2019. And there's an energy around the holiday time. This was something significant between the two of you, or that she shared? There's a love of the holiday times, please, because they're taking me to holiday. November, December, holidays.
She was definitely a big fan of Christmas, I'll tell you that.
So they take me to that energy of that connection of the holidays. And she makes me feel as if when I go to the month of August, September, in those 2 months, she makes me feel like this past August, September, she was trying to reach out to you and let you know she was with you. Do you remember in the fall feeling her energy? She's talking about,
I do.
okay, August.
She was there very heavy.
Okay.
Yes.
And she makes me feel like she was trying to send you so much love because at that time, as we close out the summer and began to get ready for fall, there was a level of feeling distraught among you. Yes, you were feeling distraught.
Yes.
And
Yes.
she makes me feel like you cried out to her. If she were here, you would talk to her, and it's like you were missing that advice or that connection because she was a godmother, but a heartfelt godmother. She was an active godmother. She was almost like your spiritual counselor and your friend. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yes, it does.
And the true meaning of a godmother, which a lot of godmothers don't have the opportunity to be, but she truly was in that energy. And, she should have written a book. She really should have. Because if anybody could tell a story, it's your godmother.
Oh, yeah.
And so she also brings to me this energy of love, great love for you. And almost as if you were her goddaughter, but you were like her daughter, almost as if she was she was your mother. She loved you like a mother would, as if you two felt like you were mother-daughter friends that had known each other in another lifetime.
Yes.
Okay.
That is completely correct. Yes.
And when I stand in the energy, interesting. She's showing me, it looks like a picture book, but it looks like a small picture book. Do you have one of those teeny small albums with some pictures of her from an old days, or it's like a little flip book, but it's small. It's not a big album. There's only a few pages because she's flipping through what looks like a 4x6 size little book. And she's flipping through, and there's something about who lived by the river or the ocean. She's showing me water. What does that mean to you all? Showing me water.
I'm not sure about that one.
Okay. She's showing me water.
Because I used to live in Florida right next to the beach, but
Okay.
I don't anymore.
Okay, but that would be
And we have a beach.
Okay, so that would be significant to your history and your connection with her at one point, yes?
The only other thing I can think of is that one of our favorite outings was to go to the ocean here. I just thought about that.
Okay.
Was to go to the ocean here. We would go actually quite a lot when I was younger.
All right. So there's a picture of you all at the water, at the beach, she's showing me the water, and it's in a small little book. So somewhere you're going to find this picture. I know you're going to find the picture because she's showing me. And, you're dressed for swimming or ocean wear, like we have on something that we can go in, right? As she tries to zoom in on the picture and I try to see it. And this is how she remembers times with you. And interesting, She makes that connection with me because earlier in the show we were talking about the body of water, the movement of the water, right? And she's also talking to me about love and relationships and love and how you deserve love. This makes sense to you, yes?
Yes.
Okay. And so one of the desires is for love to be fulfilled in this lifetime for you. Is this true?
Yes.
Okay. Love is coming. And that I get from your godmother. Because I have it big on my paper right here, along with my body of ocean that I scribbled here. So she's with you. And the message is that she's with you, she loves you, and love is coming. And that when you cried out to her, she was with you.
Well, I am in a relationship with someone that she was actually he was actually her godson as well. We just neither he nor I knew it at the time, and so we got together just now. And that's been about 1.5 year long relationship.
And it's coming. It's whatever's coming is coming. So when she says love is coming, either we're going to another level or there's something else coming. And I don't say that to rock your boat. I'm just saying love is coming. So this relationship either reaches a new level or something else comes.
Okay.
I want you to trust the experience. The angels are with you, and they will guide you through this. We are getting ready to close out for this moment here, so I hope that we have been of assistance to you. Yes, she is with you, and it's going to be a great, expansive year.
Okay.
All right, my dear. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Bye for now.
Bye-bye. Bye.
888-565-1470. And we're going to go to Angela, and she is in Georgia. Angela, how are you? Hi, Angela. How are you? You're on live on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
Hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. We have just a few minutes before we close out our first hour. Angela, what for us today?
I just, I lost my mother, my sister, and my father.
All in a short time, correct?
Recently, I've been dreaming of my mother and my sister a lot.
Yes.
And I just wanted to know if there was anything that they were trying to tell me.
And let me tune into that energy here. That'll just take a minute for me, please. And you are stepping into your personal power, learning your healthy boundaries, and actually learning what works for you and what doesn't. And have you found yourself disconnecting from some people that are not, just a good vibe for you, and you begin to remove yourself from relationships that aren't working for you? This is stepping into your power. I step into the energy of, very interesting. So when I step into the energy of 2019 into 2020, they make me feel that that was a challenging time for you. Is this true? We went through some major changes at that time. Yes, please?
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of I lost my father in May 2019, and I went through a lot after he passed.
Yeah. And it's been systematically, I feel like you feel as if everything's been downhill ever since. But they want you to come and realize that there's an uphill movement for you. I'm also made aware of a woman connected to your mother. Your mother has a sister here on earth, please. There's a health concern with a sister connected to your mother. Does this make sense to you, Angela?
She does have a sister, but I don't really know her well.
Okay. So she's making motion to the fact that there's a woman connected to her that's a sister here on earth. Very clear to me. There is a health challenge there with her. So this is just something that she wants you to know. And then she also makes me feel as if you were very instrumental in helping her before she passed. Does this make sense to you?
Yes.
And they also make me feel from your dad that there were a lot of people who created a lot of problems and were trying to almost like rip things out of people's hands. It got very complicated or something.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And there's a lot of squabbles and disagreements. And it's like your father shows me things. It's like, this is for you. And then someone tried to come in and take it from you. Okay?
Yes.
So there's a lot of bad blood and difficulty in this relationship. This is true for you.
Yes.
Okay. Mom and your sister want you to know that they are with you and they are supporting you through this powerful change, because I feel like you're beginning to disentangle and move yourself forward for something greater in your life. And this is a powerful year of your self-love, self-care, and self-worth. And as I move you towards the latter half of 2022, I feel as if money and the flow of things will be a little easier for you, because they make me feel like you've been asking for help and struggling through. Does this also make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. They want you to know that they're with you. Your sister's talking to me about, very briefly, because they're getting ready to wave me off, something about a bracelet. So I'm going to leave you with that. And Angela, they're waving me off for my first hour with WHFS. So I thank you for listening and your question. I hope I've been of service to you. Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays.
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a light right here on WHFS, and we sure hope you join us for our second hour on WWNN. Pop on over to the iHeartRadio app or visit me, Sarah Spiritual, on our Facebook or YouTube page, or go to sarahspiritual.com. Stay with us. We'll be right back for our second hour.
The brightens up my day. There's a light leading the way.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope. Phone lines are open at 1-888-565-1470. That's 1-888-565-1470.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
In love.
with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. This show is furnished by Sarah Spiritual.
The opinions expressed on the following sponsored program are strictly those of the host, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management, or sponsors.
Welcome back to the second hour of Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, as we continue our uplifting and empowering spiritual discussions and to transform your life. A gifted spiritual advisor, coach, and medium, Sarah Spiritual will assist you to connect the light within and transcend beyond the limits of all possible experience and knowledge. We have another hour to listen and call in. 888-565-1470. 888-565-1470. And watch Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube. And you can share the love and light.
WWNN, and tonight we're talking about the magic of the holidays and the gift that you are. And we are going to be at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, ready for you for the holidays and ready to toast in the new year. And we have some special holiday hours. We will be there tomorrow, Thursday, all day, 11 to 6. And we will be there on Christmas Eve. I know those last-minute shopping sessions. I know, we're with you. We will be there until 4 p.m. on Friday, Christmas Eve. And then, of course, we are going to take Christmas Day off, and we will be closed on Sunday, our normal day. But, if Monday, the 27th of December, you are in the West Palm Beach area and you want to visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center, we will be open from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. to make up for that Saturday that we weren't there for you. So if you want to get all the things you need to clear out the old of 2021 and ring in the 2022, this is the time to do it. And we, of course, will be there all week on our regular hours, 11 to 6. And then we will be open on New Year's Eve. And then we'll be closing at 4 p.m. And then New Year's Day, we're taking off. So let's ring in the new year together. Stop by the Expedito Center. We've got so many oracle cards, crystals, fairies, tarot decks, books, magnificent crystal bracelets and pendants. We've got amazing sprays and oils and singing bowls, everything you need to clear your house from sage to cedar to mugwort to frankincense and myrrh. We three kings brought some frankincense and myrrh, so stop by the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in West Palm Beach. Visit sarahspiritual.com and learn more about the center, and some of just a smidge of the items that we have couldn't possibly take 2,100 square feet and load it up into a website. But there you'll find most magnificent things you could ever imagine finding. And we have our New Year's kit. So if you're not local and you want a New Year's kit, that includes your spray, your oil, your bath, your magnificent CD with the message for 2022, and the ability to manifest abundance and manifest love with these special meditations I've created, and many of the songs you hear on the show and some of the others that we have created for you. This is a CD that has a downloadable aspect that you'll be able to put the code in and download it to your device. We also have a petition candle a beautiful petition paper to write your intentions for 2022, and a desert rose crystal. We've got all that for only $52.95. And visit the website if you'd like to book your forecast. Do you want to know what 2022 has in store for you? Then visit sarahspiritual.com and be sure to register for your forecast. I'd love to peer into the future together for you, talking about love, career, what angels are with you, what crystals work for you, what Spirit's recommendations for the year. What are your lessons for 2022? I know we got more lessons coming, everyone. So I want a heads up. I don't know about you. They even give us lucky numbers. Do you want to know what your lucky numbers are for 2022? Maybe you want to win the Cash 5? Well, visit sarahspiritual.com and we'll give you quite a bit of information in your New Year's forecast. I'd love to meet you personally at the Expedito Enlightenment Center, and we thank you for following the show. And we are going to go to our friends on Facebook, our friends on YouTube, and answer a question or two. Let's see what's going on. I know we have some people from New Zealand who have been on. Someone's talking about, I think, a lost dog. And here we have KB, New York, Florida. Says, happy holidays. I need a career advice. I was offered a new position at my company. Should I accept it? Step one is, do we like the people that would be above you? Because I feel like that department has one department head or individual that can be a little off-putting. So you want to make sure that there's a good reputation around that person that you feel is going to be a compatible match, because I feel like they can be a little off or rough in that area. So we want to make sure we're going to have a happy work environment, but you most certainly do deserve to get a promotion. And this is actually a year for you to step out of the box and step into a new expansive way, being creative and doing something different and breaking the routine. So if this looks good on the resume and it's a right next step for you, then my spirit guides say yes. But do not take this job or actively work in this job environment if you can avoid it. Between the time of January 14th and February 3rd, Mercury is retrograde. Try not to start anything new if you don't have to. Throw your hat in the ring. Let's see where it falls. But check out that personality before you make the move to make sure that you, KBNY Florida, are happy in this new job opportunity in your career. Thanks so much for your YouTube question. Let's go to YouTube and Facebook and see some more questions. We got Lily Ruby. Lily Ruby says, what is Spirit trying to show me through all this instability I've had for several years? Yes, so the first thing I hear is nobody knows the troubles you've seen, Lily Ruby, and it's been a bumpy road because you've been clearing out old energy and stepping out of things that no longer serve you. And when I step into this energy, the first thing that I'm made aware of is that this is a year that is supposed to shift the financial wellness for you, put you on a better platform, some more foundation, and give you some advancement. So the struggles that you've had, Lily Ruby, they're about to be the past, but they are to teach you to break the patterns of the habits of the things that you've done that caused you dissatisfaction and disruption. So, my darling Lily Ruby, stay true to yourself. Hang on, baby. It's almost over, and the middle of 2022 is going to feel like a cool, fresh breeze and a new beginning. So look forward to that. In the meantime, head up, chin up, keep the faith, keep believing. All this will pass. Bye for now. And we'll pull one more from Facebook or YouTube before I go back to my phone lines. I've got Love Fran. And Love Fran says, hey, Sarah, I want to move to another state. I'm in Florida right now, but I want to move next year. Do you see me moving out of state? And so I do feel that it's a time for a move for you, but I feel like nothing really should change until February of 2023. So any change you want to make, there's something about this year that you have to come to a completion and finish up some loose ends before you leave Florida. And I feel like there's 2 states that you're going to be considering, so be open to those possibilities. I can't see your birthday, Love Fran, on the Facebook page message that they have for us, but I am made aware of the fact that there is a shift and a change coming. But hang on, 2022, Florida beckons to hold you for a bit longer before you travel off and jump into your new horizons. Thanks so much, Love Fran, for your Facebook question. And now we're going to go back to our phone lines, and I'm going to go to Elizabeth, and she's in Pompano. Elizabeth, how are you doing in Pompano?
Hi, I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, Elizabeth. And is this your first time calling?
No, I actually called once before, but it was years and years ago.
Well, first of all, thank you for remembering us and continuing to follow the show. It always makes my heart sing and skip a beat. And this year for you, my friend, I feel like there's this rebirth inside of you. You're really wanting to understand meaning and purpose and having this sense of, I know I'm supposed to be in this harmony and joy of myself, and you're looking to feel that. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
So what is your question for me?
I don't actually have a question. I was just wanting to see what general energy you were receiving from me, maybe from my spirit guides.
Beautiful. I will continue then. So the beautiful energy that I see here is this soul purpose, soul meaning, soul awakening. And I feel like there's a project, something that's going to be near and dear to your heart that you want to do to express yourself. So there's some self-expression, like an expression of a business or a project. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. And that is what 2022 opens up for you. It's like, surprise, everything starts to fall in a place of self-expression. I'm made aware of the Archangel Michael that is around you. I'm also made aware of a master teacher who holds this wisdom of like a professor. And this professor makes you feel rather intelligent on the days that you don't really know what you are really talking about. You have this like whoosh of wisdom. This professor's been with you for about 14 years. So if we spin the clock back 14 years ago, that's pretty much going to take us to 2007 about. So at that point, I don't know what you were studying or working on to advance yourself, but that's when the professor's spirit guide stepped in. They also tell me that you have very intuitive gifts and you follow and talk to your angels. Is this also true?
Yes.
Okay. And they're also making me aware of this fabulous guide that loves to travel and loves music and loves the self-expression and freedom, almost like the goddess energy. Does that also make sense to you, Elizabeth?
Yeah.
I see crystals, I see herbs, I see earth, Mother Earth. This is all around you, and this is part of the birthing process. You're going to go through this fabulous birthing process of stepping into your soul, your purpose, your meaning in this 2022, and there's going to be a rising up of you, the essence of you, the expression of you over a period of the next 3 years. So when I take you into the energy of 2025, you're fully in purpose, you're fully celebrating the success of business and self-expression. And I feel like things come together for you in all areas of life, career, love, and spiritual desires. So you are on a really upward trend and a positive path. Keep the vision that you have inside of you, and you will express yourself and continue to do some journaling or writing. Is this something that you're working on?
Yes.
Okay. So this journaling and writing that I see is going to be most important and is going to be a foundation for the self-expression that I see coming in the future.
Awesome. Wow, I'm emotional. Thank you.
Thank you, Elizabeth. Thank you for following the show. We greatly appreciate those of you who follow the show and remember us and pop back up to touch base. And happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and enjoy the new year. Bye for now.
Likewise. Thank you. Merry
Thank
Christmas.
you. Merry Christmas. Bye. 888-565-1470 from Pompano, Florida. I gotta go to Massachusetts. I think it's a little chilly up there. Let's see what's going on with Miss Pamela in Massachusetts. Pamela, how are you tonight?
Hi, Sarah. Well, I'm good.
Good.
I'm looking for truth, actually. This isn't such a cheery topic at all, but
Yes.
A couple years ago, I was involved in a relationship that I believed, well, first of all, I know that everything is for our growth and our expansion, so I know it's all going to the positive, but this particular person wants to have a second chance, and I know that you always say to trust our gut, and I guess the reason I'm calling you is I do trust my gut, and I don't think that's the appropriate course of action for my highest good.
So may I just pause you for a moment? What is that individual's birthday?
6/3/60. Shoot, give me a second.
Sure.
64. 6/3/64.
Okay, so this individual, their ability to stay focused and centered in the relationship in a kind, loving, compassionate way is a challenge for them, yes? They can be a little bit argumentative and difficult, yes?
Yes.
Okay. My spirit guides call them the snapping turtle. So apparently they snap. And then they snap back, but it's a little off-putting for you. And I also feel like you didn't know where the truth and the lie began with this individual before. This is also true, correct?
Yes.
All right. There were a lot of illusions. Like what you saw isn't what you got. What you thought you knew wasn't really the whole story. There's I want to call it secretiveness to them. Okay. So when I look at this energy here and I see what I see around them, and I see the journey that you are on, which is fabulous. Why would we want to go back to something that triggered you and brought up a lot of insecurities from the ages of 7, 8, and 9? Why would we want to be in that energy?
Agreed.
Okay.
I guess when I believe that this person was completely manipulating, gaslighting me, and also was unfaithful when we were in a committed relationship.
And this is what we alluded to, correct? This is what we were saying. We didn't know where the truth and the lie began. We see the illusion, yes, and they twisted it all around. This is true.
Okay, and this was actual cheating with other people. This wasn't just chit-chat or whatever.
Well, in my spirit world, that's all cheating.
I agree with you there, but...
So they don't go into the particulars in the spirit world because once you cross the line that you're not being true and authentic and keeping your word with another, then anything beyond that is cheating.
I can believe that and agree with that. That makes sense.
So they cannot change their ways. The leopard has not changed their spots. And they realize that, may I say this, you were the one that got away because you were there for them. You showed your truth and your authenticity. You were kind, compassionate, and loving. And through that energy, they were fueled. But as they were fueled by you, they also were depleting you. And so they want that refueling, but for you it could be very detrimental. Continue with what you were going to say.
Well, I mean, again, a second chance is a no for me. I'm just trying to purge what I went through, I guess. They have this part of them that to me is very cruel.
Okay.
Because of the way, like you said, regardless in the spirit world, once you're inauthentic and untruthful, it's crossing the line. And they gaslit me too, and they also told me they'd never acted that way in any other relationship. And I'm not sure I believe that.
Not true. Not true. Not true. They're unable to stay focused in a relationship and consistent. That is not their story. And you know, it's interesting. A lot of people say, oh, you know, in this other relationship, this is how it was, and this is how I was. And as you learn in relationships with people, you find that that might not quite be the story, okay? And in your case, that is the story. They weren't that way, although they professed. And, you know, there's that statement, he that doth protest, or in this case, profess that they are a certain way. So he who does protest is really says that's not how I was. That most certainly is how they were. And it's because there's an uncertainty inside of themselves as to what really makes them happy. And so in the end, Pamela, nobody would really ever make them happy. So they are looking for someone to make them happy when it's really more of an inside job. And you get that, but they don't. So I hear that song, if you see me walking down the street, walk on by.
Okay. So they were this way in the past long before I ever met them. They were this way with me.
Before you ever met them, yes. And so I can take you back. I can actually go, if you give me a minute, I can actually go to... So I can go to 1989 and 90. whoever they were connected to or living with or married to, that relationship, they were not on the money in that relationship. So we're talking a history.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. But they will play the victim. They will play the victim. Mm-hmm. And whatever that relationship was, it was uncomfortable and difficult for them, but they will play the victim.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they'll continue this even long beyond me. Like this.
Well,
is
it doesn't matter, honey. It doesn't matter. Don't waste your energy wondering what they're going to do. The only thing you can control and concern yourself with, and I say this to you and everyone, is your actions. Mm-hmm. What you are accountable for. Are you accountable for your behavior? Yes. Are you open and receptive to change and break a pattern? Yes, you are. Are you being open and receptive to considering the possibility of them coming back? Yes. You were fair-minded. You sat with it. You prayed on it. You weighed with it. And now your inner guts are telling you, walk on by. And so it doesn't matter what they do the minute you turn your back, because that is their story, their journey. And even by looking back, you would turn to a pillar of salt and dissolve yourself and catch yourself back up in their story. Why would we want to bring the essence of their wickedness and story with us to the future? We do not. Let it go.
I agree with you. I have one more question, and then I'll get off
quickly,
of this.
Honey. Yes, please.
So the person that I know of emphatically that mm-hmm. they cheated with,
yes,
that person, I understand, was legally married. Legally married.
Okay, that's their story.
He swears he didn't know, and I'm not even sure I believe that. Did he know?
Yeah, you are okay. He knew. They knew exactly what they're doing. But I need you to ask yourself this question, and this is a soul question, and it's something you and I may want to work on in a soul integration. Where inside of you do you feel you need to understand all the inner workings of someone who is not present, emotionally available, and actually hurtful and disruptive? So what does that remind you of? Where does that stem from growing up? We need to find your little girl, because I know you're trying to wrap your analytical head around it, but this is a knee-jerk reaction of a little girl who says, I need to know it wasn't me. And honey, it wasn't you.
Oh, I know it wasn't me. I do know it wasn't me. I think what I'm struggling with is I want to know just what really happened.
You do not need to know that. You do not need to know that, because that's a story between him, God, and all those people. And you don't need to know. You know what you know. Your soul knows that the two of you had a connection in this lifetime, and it was a lesson and a stepping stone, and now we need to let it go. Mm-hmm. And never look back and not wonder where the truth and the lie began, because from that mouth we will never know. And there's always been a convoluted story going on underneath the surface that the water is murky, and always has been. It's a deceptive, deceitful energy. So you'll never hear the story correct. And even if Spirit says this is the truth, there's a part of you that wants to know the details. The details don't make a difference. The behavior and the energy that they have portrayed and directed your way, this is what we see. That is enough to know. Do I need to know why there's a fire in the house? Or do I need to know, shoot, the house is on fire, I need to get the heck out? I don't need to know what started the fire when I'm in the fire. I need to get out. And looking back at the house doesn't tell me how the fire was. Maybe the firemen will say, well, we think it was this. But you're looking back and wonder how the fire started. It's not going to stop the fire. The house is going to burn. So that dream has burned. And we are creating a new vision of what you are worthy of and what you want. And the more attention and intention and analyzation you place on the search for the truth, the more likely you are to attract another gaslighting, narcissistic person. I'm not a psychiatrist. A psychologist cannot really accurately use those words, but because they've thrown around so much in society, I'm going to throw them into the mix. And we cannot say who we're going to attract if we're thinking and focusing on that energy. Better to focus your attention and intention on what you want and the type of individual and what that looks like and feels like, than wonder where the truth and the lie began and what the details are. And I say that to you and everyone listening, because that which we focus our attention on becomes that which we create and attract within our reality. And you don't want that story. We're not going back in the burning building to get our teddy bear. We are walking.
And I agree with you, and I think that's why I'm struggling with this so much, because I was totally open and honest and authentic, so I don't even know how that came into my life.
Okay, but that's a learned behavior from childhood. That's why you and I should do a soul integration and delve into that and do the work so that that does not become your next reality. Thank you for your transparency, your authenticity. Look up soul integration. I'd love to chat with you privately. Great line of questioning, I must say. I feel that we've offered you great wisdom, and your questioning has offered great insight and wisdom to many others listening. So you are a gift for us tonight, Pamela, so thank you for that.
Thank you.
God bless you. Merry Christmas. Bye for now.
Merry Christmas.
Bye. 888-565-1470. We're going to take a minute to hear from our sponsors, and then when we come back, we're going to come to the phone lines. We're going to talk to all of you all across the nation. 888-565-1470. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Do you know me? Do I know you? Have we met before? I've been standing in the room before I walk through the door.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Come visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center for an extensive array of spiritual products, crystals, books, classes, readings, and healing services in a beautiful spiritual oasis. You must visit the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Come feel the energy and explore our unique products. Arrange for your own personal spiritual reading with Sarah Spiritual for spiritual insight. The Expedito Enlightenment Center is located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard, Suite 129 in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955. Visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com. That's EXPEDITO enlightenmentcenter.com for yourself. Or for a thoughtful gift, there's no better place to visit than the Expedito Enlightenment Center in West Palm Beach. Call 561-682-0955 or visit online at expeditoenlightenmentcenter.com.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
Have we met before? standing in the room before I walk through the door. Do you know me?
And we are back here live on WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions all across the nation at 888-565-1470. And we want to pull a question from Facebook and see what's going on there. And then we have a very special bit of channeled information for you from Spirit. So get ready for that. Cassia says, hey, I'm nearly 45. I know, you're over the hill, aren't you? No, 45 ain't so bad, honey. And I would like to ask the Spirit, will I meet in my life yet a man for a long-term relationship? The first thing I hear is, someday he'll come along, the man I love. I see that coming for you, Cassia, and I don't want you to give up on your dream, and there are no expirations on our dreams. I know that time and age make us feel like, oh my God, I'm getting older and I don't have what I thought I would have at this point in the love in a relationship. But when I look at the energy around you, the very interesting part of this all is that as we step into the mid-time of 2022, this is actually a vibrationally sound relationship time, and it carries through the latter half of 2022 into 2023. So don't give up on this dream. I think you've just put your foot upon the precipice of all that you desire is coming around the corner. Be open, receptive, and say, today's the day true love comes my way. And I just know that I am a magnet for all I desire, and that is a loving, kind partner. So thank you, Cassia, for your question. And we know that you follow us on Facebook, and we greatly appreciate your gift in sharing this experience with us. And we're going to take another question from Facebook and YouTube. We've got Melanie J. Long. She's like, hello. Love to see, will I be moving soon? So in the energy of what I see along the lines of a move, this actually is a perfect time to be closing out a chapter and moving by the time your birthday comes along. So this 2022 into the end of 2022 is going to bring in this energy of closure and getting ready for new beginnings. And I see the doors closing and something new opening up. So Melanie J. Long, set the intention, set the vision for what we want, hold the frequency, and know that it's coming for you, and do everything you can to be in the flow of that river of life that brings the gifts, and all the unexpected things that are meant to fall into place to line things up for you perfectly. Try not to push or control the outcome. We want to know that everything is coming together for you spectacularly. Thank you, Melanie J. Long, for your Facebook question. One more from Facebook before we go back to our phone lines. We got Carla Colburn. Carla Colburn on Facebook says, will 2022 be my greater year of growth of my spiritual gifts? Actually, it's going to be your greater year of growth for career advancement, and this too is your spiritual gifts. I see the energy of expansion, and I actually feel like your gifts, your energy of your spiritual connection will also begin to bring you abundance and transform your life. I see the angels coming close to you. I see your gifts of healing and your gifts of intuition being ripened and strengthened. And in the period of the 2022 and 2023 time, I really feel, Carla Colburn, that you will be in this power space of creating an ability to assist not just yourself, but others on the journey. So ain't no stopping you, honey. You're on the move, and we're moving up to the spiritual flow of what is to come for you. So be open and receptive. Your guides and angels are with you. Thanks so much, Carla Colburn, for your Facebook question. And now from Facebook, I'm going to go back to the phone lines, and I've got to go to Lisa. She's in Fort Pierce. Lisa, how are you?
Hello?
Hi, Lisa. How are you? I hear you. So I do hear you, and I am being told from the angels and the guides that your heart is heavy and things are very complicated around you. Does this make sense to you, Lisa?
Yes, very much.
And I feel as if, Lisa, that the energy is of some sorrow and some fear inside of you as well, yes? Because they show me tears and concern. Yes.
Terrible, terrible fear.
Yes. And I see this energy here that we are concerned for people around us as well, and things are tight and rough for us as well. Is this also true?
Yes. Okay. My husband is very, very sick.
Yes. And What is his birthday, please?
10/4/42.
So this
He's in the hospital right now.
So this has been a very difficult year for him, financially, emotionally, and health-wise. There's been a lot of stress on him. He's tried to keep it together. I'm feeling an energy around him in the chest, the breath, the breathing. And I also feel as if there's disease in the physical body. Is this true, please?
Yes.
Okay. He's there for a treatment. He's going to do his best to pull himself through, but he's really fighting to really stay on top of this and not have to close out the chapter of his life at this time, because that's not his desire. But I do feel that the body is tired, the energy is tired, the breath is labored. Is he on some type of oxygen, please? Because I feel like the lungs are not expanding as well as they should be.
No, and that's why he went in today, is because he's so congested that he can't breathe.
And do we know if there's again, I'm not a doctor, but if there's a fluid or a pneumonia in the lungs because of his condition, not because of something else?
That's what they're checking out with x-rays and stuff.
Okay.
To see if he's got pneumonia.
Okay. I feel like there is a difficulty there in the chest, and I feel like the heart is working very hard. Again, I'm not a doctor, cannot diagnose. We're going to ask that the angels, Archangel Raphael, the healing angel, that he step by your husband and surround him in this hospital bed with all his healing angels and infuse him with the light and the purity so that the body can heal, and that the doctors have the wisdom and the ability to make the right choices at the right times so that they can restore his health and restore his ability to stay strong. I also know that there's a secondary...
Thank you.
You're welcome. There's a secondary condition that's also lingering underneath the surface. So there's some other things going on in the body that makes him more susceptible.
He's not eating.
Yeah.
He's not eating at all.
Yeah. And I feel like there's some other things going on underneath, and I think that while he's in the hospital, they'll come to some understanding as to what else is causing this so that they can get his stomach, because his stomach, you say, is not eating, but I actually feel like the stomach is not able to hold the food and the digestive tract is out of whack. Does that make sense to you?
Yes.
Okay. But we send the angels, Lisa. We know that this is a difficult time, and most certainly a difficult time to be in at the holiday time when we want to be with our loved ones. So we're going to trust that God and the angels will hold him in the energy of healing, and that he will be restored, and ideally, in a perfect scenario, be released in time for the holidays for Christmas.
Oh, thank you, Sarah.
Thank you. We will pray for you, Lisa. Thank you for calling into the show. We know it's a difficult time, and you feel a lot of worry and fear, but you know what? Right now, we have our ability to believe that there's a force greater than us that is really in charge, and we're going to surrender all of this to God. Thank you, Lisa.
Okay.
God bless you. Sorry for
God
this
bless
difficult
you.
time.
Thank you.
Bye for now. Bye.
Bye.
888-565-1470. I think I need to take one more commercial before we come back. And when we come back, we've got more calls at 888-565-1470. But I've got to go to South Carolina when we come back because, I don't know, the Carolinas, they got a certain kind of pull. So don't hang up, South Carolina. When we come back, we're going right to you. Stay with us, everyone. We'll be right back.
I know you, have we met before? I've been standing in the room before.
Stay tuned for more Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, coming up right after the break. Continue the conversation with Sarah Spiritual on Facebook and YouTube. The phone lines are open too. 888-565-1470. That's toll free. 888-565-1470.
Hi, I'm Sarah Spiritual, the founder of the Expedito Enlightenment Center. I would love for you to visit me at my spiritual oasis located at 4047 Okeechobee Boulevard in the Tree of Life Plaza in West Palm Beach. Come, feel the energy, sample my spiritual sprays and oils, participate in one of my spiritual development classes, and have a personal reading with me, Sarah Spiritual. Let's see what Spirit has to say. You can call the Expedito Enlightenment Center at 561-682-0955. Not local? Visit me, Sarah Spiritual, at sarahspiritual.com for products, classes, and to book your personal session.
Sarah Spiritual is a gifted spiritual advisor and medium. She can connect you with your loved ones, your spirit guides, and ascended beings. Sarah specializes in love, relationships, money, career, health, and healing. She has an uncanny ability to convey the true thoughts and emotions of those around you. Just call 561-682-0956 for your personal reading. Life is a spiritual journey, and each situation has a spiritual solution. Just contact Sarah for a personal reading today. 561-682-0956. 561-682-0956. Or visit sarahspiritual.com. Or that number one more time, 561-682-0956. Let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit raise you up. You're listening to Spiritually Speaking with Sarah, your spiritual advisor and medium. Connect with Sarah Spiritual and be in the energy of light. Call right now, Sarah Spiritual at 888-565-1470. Toll free, 888-565-1470. Just ask your questions or message Sarah Spiritual live on Facebook and YouTube.
WWNN 1470 AM, 95.3 FM, and 96.9. And we're answering your questions. And I've got to go to South Carolina. I got Dawn on the line. Dawn, how are you tonight?
How are you?
I'm doing great, Dawn. Good to connect with you. What is your question for us tonight?
To be honest with you, I just want to know, is my mom and Brandon still around me? I lost both of them, and I just feel so lost. I have no family here. I was in a bad relationship, and I'm alone.
You're alone, and you kind of lost them in a short span of time between the two of them. Yes, is that true?
Yes, ma'am. I lost my mom in 2017, and then turned around and lost my best friend a year later, and then I lost Brandon a year after that.
And you lost your mom in what year?
2017.
Okay.
And then I lost my best friend a year after that in April. And then I lost Brandon. I was with him for 4 years. I lost him. It'll be 2 years, January.
Yes. And his energy is something that you are always holding on to. And Dawn, there's something interesting. Do you have, this seems interesting, do you have a shirt of his that you keep, please?
I have his clothes. I have I have everything.
Because there's a shirt. Is there a shirt that you sometimes wear or keep on the bed or something, please? He's showing me a shirt.
It's kind of provocative, kind of rude. Me and him bought 2 shirts the same, and I wear it all the time.
Yes. Okay. And so I see that, and he's making me aware of that kind of connection between the two of you. And I also feel as if the two of you had plans as to what you were going to do next, and you never got to do that. Is that also true? We had plans of where we were going in our relationship, yes?
Well, we were having problems. We had split up, and but we were still best friends. He was my world, and he
and you were working
died on a Monday, and we didn't find his body till Sunday.
Yeah. So you were.
I feel like it's my fault, Sarah.
No, it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And you were working your way back to each other.
Yes,
and you were the friends, and he wasn't in a healthy place. Is this also true? Yes, he had his his troubled energy, correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, he fooled us all. He acted like everything was fine, but underneath, ma'am, it wasn't at all.
Yes. Well, that was how he coped, and he wasn't able to be his true self. And really, you were the person who was really only there for him. And when I look at the history, whatever the history is between him and his father, seems rather difficult and rough. Does this make sense to you, please?
Yes, ma'am, it sure does.
All right.
You're exactly right.
And he's showing me this energy of he just didn't feel good enough, loved, or worthy. And you made him feel that way. And he was trying to be a better person for you, even though he wasn't necessarily healthy, okay?
He was a wonderful person, Miss Sarah.
Yes.
He really was. I think about him every day. I see him, and I regret I miss him so much.
Life is going to play out the way it needs to, and whether you had talked to him or found him sooner, nothing would have changed. So you have to give yourself permission to know that that is not in your control, and that there will always be a spot inside of you that will love him, and there will always be that connection and the spark between the two of you, because he knew you better than anyone, and he saw you for who you were. And when I look at the
now
energy,
I've got into a relationship that
is very disruptive for you.
Yeah.
Okay, it is not a healthy relationship, it is a trap.
Yeah.
And so...
And he told me.
And there's an opportunity that will come for you in the 2022 time, that you will advance yourself and there'll be some ability to generate more money. And when I take you in that journey of 2022, I see you breaking free. It's believing you're worthy, taking the step and moving yourself forward and not looking back. You are worthy and you deserve so much more.
And Sarah, I've never felt so confused and lost in my whole life.
And I can tell you
Really?
that is part of the power that this individual tries to create around you. So you do not know whether you're coming or going, so you think it's you, but it's really him. And it's a game.
You're exactly right. And I want to thank you because, Miss Sarah, you have helped me more than you'll ever know.
Well, thank you.
Really, just sometimes I can just sit and listen to you talk to other people, and you make me look at things so much different, and I thank you so much. You have been a big help because sometimes I just don't even want to be here anymore. I'm just ready to go, and I just want you to know that if sometimes for you, you help me so much, really. And you don't even talk to me. You're talking to other people, and I thank you.
And I thank all those other people with all their questions, because sometimes we think, wow, we're calling about our problem, but our problem is everyone's problem at one point or another. And you are a bright light, and you are a gift to the earth. And I don't know, I think you need to bake some pie and kind of sit and celebrate the holidays for the gift that you are, even though you don't feel like celebrating. Celebrate.
I don't even have a Christmas tree up, Miss Sarah.
All right, well, that's just a thing, honey. We can go take You're in South Carolina. I want you to go take an ornament and go hang it on a tree and say Merry Christmas. It's not about a tree in your house. It's about finding the energy and the flow. That's the beauty of the life that you have. And right now, you don't feel like you want to be here. And that's because life is, well, you can't find the lemonade out of the lemons. And you're about sucked out right about now. But it's all right. When we turn the corner, there's advancement. And I actually feel like through these experiences, once you pull yourself out of what is the burning pot right now, you will find a way to step into your personal power. And I do see a healthy relationship, and I do feel that you will move yourself into something different and better over the next few years.
Can I ask you one more question?
Yes, of course.
Did you see me I inherited my mom's house. She was the one that was killed by the train, and I lived one house between the train tracks where she was killed. And we've owned this house since I was, my whole life. I've been here my whole life. My family's owned this house since 1925, and there's times I want to sell and go because I can't stand to hear that train, and then there's times I don't want to go. But do you see me selling this house? Do you think it's a good idea?
I don't see you selling it yet, but I will tell you closer to the time of your birthday, that is when I feel like there's a flow. And there will be money coming in, and it can be from the sale of the house. So, but keep your cards, your plans close to your vest, And don't tip your hand to anyone. Let your desires be spoken only to God, and keep that. And then you will get that to happen for you, because you need to extricate yourself from this relationship. And this too will come to pass. And we'll be here to talk you every step of the way. Dawn, how did you hear about this show?
I have been following you. Well, I found you and another lady about the time my mother died, and I've been following you ever since.
Well, thank you. Thank you for following us and following the flow, because as you notice, we're all growing, we're all changing, we're all shifting. But I want you to know that all will be well, and that the universe is holding you in their arms, and that you are worthy of love, and that your mom is with you. She's the one who wanted me to give you a pie. I'm not quite sure why, but she's got pie up there. And
I love her and I miss her so much.
She's with you. And know that you are worthy of everything that you want. For now, this moment, we are out of time, but we trust we've been of service to you, yes?
Thank you, Miss Sarah.
It is my honor and my pleasure, and know that
You're
you, and you, my darling, are a gift to the world. Remember that.
You really are a blessing. Thank you for sharing your gift.
You're
welcome.
Thank you so much. My honor. Bye for now.
Bye.
Always difficult when we navigate this energy of loss and mourning. And yes, the holidays bring that up for us, and some of us struggle. Not everything's all fa-la-la and 'tis the season. But wherever possible, find the moments of joy. Celebrate life, for it's temporary. We never do know when that path will change. But know that you have the power to create. And I have a message from Spirit to share with all of you. It's called the gift. There is no price nor sale for this gift. There is no box nor bag where it shall hide. There is no wrapping or opening nor big surprise. I came to give you the peace and the joy, a wall of strength which will protect. It is a gift beyond your dreams where hope abounds and fear is gone. This special gift has just one catch. A small hook you must unlatch. It is the faith I cannot give. The faith of love can override the pain or the fear which try to hide. The gift I give is not on this holiday. It is the gift of long ago, of yet another day. This gift was given not by kings nor man, nor joyous song which sings. The gift was placed in man's own heart, a gift inside of you right from the start. You are me, and I am you. What you desire your gift will do, close your eyes and accept it's true, for a piece of me is in you. There is no task too great, nor burden too large for your heart to have and hold. To activate this gift, believe and be bold. Do as I request, and the gift will do all the rest. Embrace your life and celebrate your birth, and disregard the strife. Choose with your heart the path for your life. Live in faith, walk in light, and smile. You see, the gift I gave is the gift of life, and you, my friends, have had it all the while. That is the gift from Spirit. That is the gift of the great Creator, the gift of life, and you choose what you do with it. Celebrate and unfold the box of life that is you. Celebrate it with God and know that you, each one of you, is a gift. Know that we on Spiritually Speaking with Sarah appreciate you all, the journey we've all taken, the growth, and know that it is an honor to sit here with you all every Wednesday night from 6 to 8 p.m. And we look forward to toasting out at the end of 2021 and may 2022 be a much more fun ride. Thank you. Good night. You're the gift, and you are the light. And I, my friends, am Sarah Spiritual. Good night, and God bless you.
Upon me, and there's a
This has been Spiritually Speaking with Sarah. You can hear and speak with Sarah Spiritual every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. Each week, Sarah Spiritual and Spirit answers your most important questions as you navigate through life. Listen and call in next week and let Sarah Spiritual and Spirit guide you. If you didn't have a chance to speak with Sarah Spiritual tonight, visit Sarah at sarahspiritual.com. You can message Sarah Spiritual at Facebook and follow her on Instagram. Tune in every Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. with more from Spiritually Speaking with Sarah.
The opinions expressed on the preceding sponsored program were strictly those of its hosts, guests, and callers, and not necessarily those of this station, its staff, management,